guys for coming over and spending time with us on this occasion. Appreciate it. Well, I hope you guys had enjoyed the icebreaker and also the breakfast as well. I hope I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, it's a lovely morning, and we just want to welcome you. This is an event hosted by parents of Black UK Pupils, and I'm the humble host, Fina Chichi Ikeji. I just wanted to kind of give you like a brief introduction, but before I do that, just to kind of tidy up some housekeeping rules, just in case of any fire, which I know there won't be. The fire exit is over there to our right, okay? And then we've got a restroom, or sorry, should I say like a toilet, right in the corner there, or outside the door to your left. We've got some toilets there to use, so just in case anyone wants to take a break for that, okay? The next thing I was going to talk about is why was there a need to set up this forum? That's the first kind of, because a lot of times when people hear parents of Black UK Pupils, they wonder why we just, why is that the case? And the reason is, I'll just give you a little brief story. I was on a train one day to work, and I had the newspaper, the Voice paper, and the title of the article I was reading was, "Why are Black UK Pupils Underachieving?" And to be honest, I must tell you guys, I was embarrassed at that point. I had to actually fold the topic off so that the people beside me weren't reading what I was reading. So it just went on, and he gave us this schedule. It's just roughly a kind of breakdown. And it does this every year. The Department of Education produces this report every year. So it gives you the results of students that have achieved GCSEs from, with the A's to C's. And it breaks it down into ethnicity. It produces this every year. And if you can see the board, the bits, you can see right at the back there, that's the Black UK Pupils. I mean, with Black UK Pupils as well, it's broken down, it's split into Black Caribbean, Black African, and any other. But then overall, we're still the lowest. This is the most latest, this is the current figures, and the Department of Education sent me these figures because we only had up to 2012. So we're looking at 58.1 against an average of 60.6 in the scheme of things. And you've got the Chinese at 78.1. I know a lot of times we might think it's not relevant, but why we say it's relevant is because employers out there are going to be looking at things like this. These are kind of figures they're going to look at to say, oh, you know what? And it also kind of, what's the word? Distorts perceptions as well. Because yes, we're lower, but it's not everybody that's low. It's an average figure. We've got a lot of our kids doing very well. We've got a lot of our kids on average, and we've got a lot of our kids below average. So it's just a general average where we see ourselves so low. So this is why we thought, okay, what's happening about this? What are the main factors that actually contribute to our children's involvement in school? There are lots of factors that they say, okay, contribute to it. There's socio-economic factors, there's parents' involvement, there's the teachers as well. So there's so many factors. And we thought to ourselves, okay, we can't really deal with the school because I'm not part of the school, but we can talk to parents. Because we've always believed that parents packed with information. It plays a lot to be packed with information. Because when you have the right information, you're going to ask the right questions. And when you ask the right questions, you can get the right answers. And guess what? What would you do with those right answers?
Do the right
thing.
thing.
You'd apply them. So there's a lot of information that parents are not aware of. And because parents are not aware of them, we sit down and we think, okay, let the school deal with our kids. But no, it's not the school's responsibility. The school, yes, the teachers have a part to play, but we have an equal part to play as well. We're the prime educators before they're 5, before they go into nursery. We are their prime educators. So there are many basic things that they need to know before even they go to nursery. We need to start teaching them how to read. Let them be interested in reading. So that when they grow up and they go out there, reading becomes no big deal to them. We've seen so many advantages from reading. So it's so important, and that's the reason why we were formed. The information we share is not exclusive to Black pupils. It's for everyone. It's just that we as parents of Black UK pupils need to show that we're doing something about it. We don't want that academic gap anymore. That gap has got to close, and that's the mission of parents of Black UK pupils, to close that gap. I must say that even between last year and this year, we were actually, the Black UK pupils, to be honest, they had the biggest jump, the biggest increase. They had 54.6 to 58.1. So something is happening. something is happening. They're still low, but something is happening. They have the biggest link compared to other ethnicities. So we know we're on the right track. We know we've got to start doing something about it. We've got to put in the efforts, yes. We've got to put in the efforts and do this. Because we don't want it anymore. We don't want to be hearing, oh, underachievers, black UK pupils. No. I mean, look at all of us in this room here. Is anybody here an underachiever?
No.
No. So our kids cannot be underachievers. They just can't. I'm going to just pinpoint one little part I heard, and this is me putting my preacher man hat on. When we talked about bringing the best out of our children, as God created us in Genesis, it says, I think in Genesis 1:18, it says, and after God created us, he looked at everything and he said, wow, this is very good. So we're already built, we're already burned, we're already created with the best in us. Our children were already born with the best in them. But guess what, guys? It's our duty now to bring that out. We can't just let them sit down and be idle. We've got to bring out that best in them. And that's why we need to get ourselves so informed. I mean, I'm so glad for today because we've got some great speakers that are going to speak to us and just share with us and give us that information that, to be honest, some of us know and some of us don't. But the more we know, the better. And the thing is, the more we know, go and share it as well. Because that's one thing about parents of black people. We're into sharing. Share the information. Get the information that you know is worth it, share it. Then you've done a good job for us. It's just by sharing that information and passing that information down. Because we want by this time next year, we want that to close in further. We want that to close further. Okay? So my first guest I'm going to call over is Mrs. Remy. She's a head teacher of Osmani Primary School in Tower Hamlets. And she's going to come and talk to us about, parents' involvement, primary school, what primary schools expect from us. These are information that we can hold on to, share, and just gain a lot from it. So I'm hoping that by the end of today, the aim is by the end of today for us to come out more inspired, more informed, and more determined. Okay? Thank you.